Hello and one and all, and welcome back to yet another movie review. And today, as I shall be doing my Matrix series, since that Matrix Resurrections is coming out, I just reviewed the first one. If you want to check that out, it's right on my channel. Please do check that out before you check out this one. And that is the film that came out in 2003, the sequel to The Matrix. That is The Matrix Reloaded, which is once again directed by the Wachowski brothers, and once again stars Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Hugo Weaving, and other cast members in here. And just like with the first one, I am going to go into spoilers, not in chronologically, but there will be spoilers mentioned out throughout this review. You have been warned. But if you have seen it or don't care, welcome anyways, and let's talk about it. So the first Matrix is one of the best action films ever made and one of the best sci-fi films ever made. It was big, it was popular at the time, and there were a lot of stuff that were parodying it pretty much. There were movies that were trying to make their own style of it and trying to be as good as it. Like with the sequels, for example. But I think with The Matrix Reloaded, while I do enjoy it quite a bit, for the most part, there are some issues with the film, which we'll get into. But first of all, Keanu Reeves is still phenomenal as the character as Neo Anderson, that we all love. And also, I really like Trinity. Trinity is also really good, and here as she was in the first film, going off the motorcycle and just landing on the ground. That is a great shot right there. And of course, we cannot forget the probably the most memorable scene in Matrix Reloaded is when Neo is going up against a whole bunch of Agent Smiths. Although the action scenes are not very appealing as they are with the first film, because the first film it looks so dirty and everything. While with this film, while the action scenes are still great for the most part, they do look pretty clean and very CGI heavy. But I love the scene where he's going against all these Agent Smiths. There's this great music. The score for the movie is actually really, really good, done by Don Davis, who's done the score along with Jinky XL. They've collaborated, and just the way the score plays out in the scene is just brilliantly dun 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 dun. And there are some weird sound effects, like whenever Neo's kicking all these heads and you hear a bowling pin sound effect. Although he's throwing the stick about, it looks very over the top. For the most part, it is one of the best fight scenes in the Matrix, I think, and I really think it's a big highlight for the Matrix Reloaded anyway. And the other highlight scene, I would say, is the sword fight, whenever Neo's going through on these stairs, knocking all these white statues over and everything. And, also the way the score plays out is really, really good. And although the soundtrack for the film was originally planned to do something else with the type of score that was actually used throughout the action scenes, they changed it up, but it still does not bother me anyway. And I think all the characters are still great in here. The action is still great for the most part, and really regards to negatives, there's quite a few. The CGI in places is kind of over the top, and just the way they add some weird sound effects during some fight scenes, and the ending twist I didn't really find all that necessarily, which set up Matrix Revolutions. But I do like the fight scene, the highway road scene. It's cool for the most part. But overall, guys, regards to Matrix Reloaded, I don't think it's as bad as what some people are making it out to be. I actually do quite enjoy this. You know, although it does have issues here and there, I really don't think it deserves all the bad rap that it gets, even with Revolutions. But we will talk about that whenever I get reviewing that. But overall, guys, I think this is pretty good. It's nowhere near as good as the first film, but I really think it deserves more credit with its fight scenes, the way the score is handled during those scenes. And this film kind of does feel like a fantasy film compared to the first one, like a particular scene involving Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne. Morpheus, excuse me, but overall, guys, I do somewhat enjoy this quite a bit. And as far as letter grade scales go, I'm gonna give The Matrix Reloaded, as far as I'm starting to make a decision where I might do 2 grades in one video, depending if I struggle with a grade, but I think a B- or B, I would put The Matrix Reloaded. I'm not sure what grade I would give it, but it's either those two, a B or a B-, somewhere around there. That's as far as my letter grade scale would go for Matrix Reloaded. But there you go, guys. That was my review on The Matrix Reloaded. So comment down below, let me know below what you thought of this movie. What did you think of it? Let me know below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion in the comments below. As always, if you're new to my channel, I'm from the UK. I like to review movies. I also like to do classics, especially when something new comes out, and just on special occasions in general. And stay tuned next time for my review for The Matrix Revolutions. And as always, again, guys, please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share this video, and notify that bell before you leave. All of my social media links can be found in the description below. And as always, until my next video, I shall see you then, and peace.